me. I love what I'm saying right now. You can stop sharing now,
I have
okay?
20 minutes for the class to fully comment, and I still have something I've not done yet.
Okay, yeah, you can
Yes,
still go on and do that. For all of you, you can go to the Link School app as usual. Hi.
that's
You
my
can go to the okay. Oh, yeah. You all
okay.
can go to the Link School. You're welcome.
Okay.
You all can go to the Link School app and watch the previous class so that you follow with me or with the others. Okay, so you don't miss out. You can quickly do what you want to do now and ask me questions. Go to the Link School app before 10 a.m. because we are starting exactly 10 a.m.
Ma,
Yes.
please, I have a question.
Who is talking? I can't see
Me,
who is speaking. What's your name?
greatness.
Greatness. Okay, okay. What's your question?
The new school we did yesterday.
Lane school.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't know how to add my pictures. I don't know how to add my pictures to it. Like to
We
the
didn't.
link,
What pictures to what? The table.
to that place. Yes.
The table. It is called a table, not Lane school. Lane school is different from this. Okay. You're not learning Lane school. Lane school is the app you use for checking out a lot of things. Okay. What we are doing is web development, and we created a table that we added images to. So what were you able to do yesterday? Hmm?
I said I don't know how to add the pictures to the table.
Were you in my class?
Hmm?
Were you in my class?
Yes, but my
Have
network
you
was.
did you try watching the video?
Yes,
Are you sure? I'm not sure you watched the video.
I did.
So have you ever created a table before?
No.
You should start from there. Start from learning how to create a table at all. That is using text instead of images. Have you ever done that? Like the other one that we created first, where we had only text inside. Have you ever done anything like that?
No.
Huh?
No.
You haven't. That means you have not been seeing what we've been doing. Greatness. Hmm?
My network was unstable.
Hey, your network was unstable during the class, but then you can always watch the video, right? I showed you how you can watch the videos, didn't I?
Yes, you do.
So why haven't you been watching my videos?
I have been watching
You have been watching it. Have you been practicing it inside your VS Code?
it. Yes.
Can you show me what you have done? Hmm? Can you show me?
please, I don't know how to share use this thing.
You don't know how to do what?
Ma, please, I don't know how to share screen.
You can't see anywhere that says share screen on your Zoom tab.
I saw you say that you cannot share screen.
That you cannot.
Uh,
Then can you send me a screenshot?
a screenshot. Okay.
Yes.
Ma, please, I'm unable to screenshot it.
You cannot screenshot it.
Ma, mm,
Can you do this? Can you? Is an adult there with you? Hmm?
I cannot screenshot it.
Is an adult with you?
My father is not around.
Is there any adults with you?
My mother did not know anything about computer.
Or because you can do something like this, but I would need an adult to do it in place of you, or else you can do it yourself. If I tell you
Let
what
me
to do,
look
will you
at
be able to do it?
Yes.
Do you know the Windows? Do you know the Windows? Are you seeing the Windows button on your keyboard?
Yes.
Can you see the Windows button?
Yes.
Can you also see your shift?
Yes.
So what I want you to do is Windows Shift and S. You can see your S, right?
Yes.
So you would do Windows Shift plus S together. Windows Shift S. Hold it.
Uh,
Did you show anything?
yes. He showed me draw a shape to create a screen snip.
Yeah, you can see something like plus sign, right?
Yes.
What you will do is you will, when you're moving your cursor, it shows something like plus, right?
Yes.
So you go to the beginning of your screen, like from the left side, double tap, hold it, and drag it across the whole page you want to screenshot.
You
Do you
see that
understand
the
what?
beginning. No, you see that the beginning of my screen.
The beginning of your screen, so that you show me everything, just the edge. That first point, like from the edge to the last part, just cover it, drag it to you cover up your whole screen.
Okay.
Is it working?
Yes.
If you don't snap it well, you can always do the screenshot thing again. Windows Shift and S. You capture it again.
Window, Shift, and S.
You can write it down for a reminder. Windows Shift and S helps you take a screenshot, all of you.
Ma, please, please, it's
Yeah.
not her that is doing it, it's her brother that is doing it.
But is he doing it? Is he doing it well?
But it's her brother that is doing it.
It doesn't matter. Anybody can do it for her.
Okay. Window, shift, and window, shift, and okay. I've gotten it.
Good. So you can now share it here with me.
Let me now share it.
Okay.
But it's open. It have finished doing it for me, but I not see share. Oh.
You don't what?
I didn't see share.
Have you gotten the screenshots already? Can you see your screenshots?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Then come back to this chat. Come back to Zoom, go to the chat, and then you select where you can share files in the message. Instead of typing a message, you can see where you can share it. Can you see something like that?
Let me check. You said I should go to Zoom.
Yes, this place that we are doing this, that place you type messages, the chat. Uh-huh. Just go down. Can you see something like where you can send a file?
Or you can send the file. I've seen file.
You've seen it.
I've seen file, yes.
Click on it.
I've clicked it.
What did it show you?
Quick access, desktop, and download.
Yes, you go to your computer. Like, is it showing you your file explorer?
File explorer.
Like, is
No,
it
but
showing
it
you
shows.
your... No, I'm talking about where you will click is. I'm not talking about your main file. I'm talking about the file inside the chat. Let me share my screen with you people. Can you see my... Once you start seeing my screen, you tell me.
I can see your screen.
I've started.
Okay. Can you see this place? Can you click on chats? Greatness.
Chat. I've done it.
Can you see here?
Please, my chat is blocking it. Ma, continue. I'm following you.
Can you see this?
Yes, I can see your
Can you see
screen.
this in your own chat? Can you see this part in your own screen?
Which part?
I thought you can see my screen.
I
Greatness.
can see your
It's almost time
screen.
for class. So you have to be... I told you to click on this one here. Have you clicked on it?
Okay. Nope. Ma, please, can you give me some time? Let me do it.
Once it's 10 o'clock, I'll have to start the class for today. I will not be able to wait for you, okay? So you have to do everything you need to do now.
Okay, ma.
Wait, please, I
Good.
need
Thank
water.
you.
Please now.
Hmm.
Hurry up. Maria, please bring that airport case for me on your way. Hello. I always pay my teeth. Stop paying my teeth. Now, thank you very much. You can go and finish your food now. Don't click on anything. Stop.
Chantel, you know you're muted, right? So we can all hear you.
All the clothes you are loading on your bed. You're going to pick another one. The previous ones, they don't have where they should be kept. Your bed is the clothes and dirty clothes and sorry for the noise.
That's fine. Okay. 1 more minute to go, and I'll be starting soon.
Okay. Exactly 30 seconds left.
That's true. Okay, is it time? Good.
10 o'clock.
Right. Welcome back, everybody. I am sure if you were in my last class, kindly indicate.
was in the last class.
Okay. Good. Who else? So if you are in my class, I want you to send this to the chat. What did we do yesterday? Uh, I'm waiting. Okay, good. Paula. Yes. So now have I taught you inline CSS?
Yes, but that was when I was absent.
Oh, that's true. Okay. But then you were able to watch the video.
It was the video on YouTube I watched, not the recording. The recording wasn't loading for some reason.
Okay. But then were you able to get something from the one you watched on YouTube? Hmm?
Nope.
You didn't understand the class on YouTube?
I didn't understand. I'm tech
Okay.
savvy, but I need someone to actually explain to me.
Good. Precision. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Niniola, that's correct. So, today I'll be sharing my screen right now, so I will show you what we have in store for today. Can you all see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. But wait, can you still see my face?
Yes.
You can still see my
Maya.
face?
Yes, we can.
Ma.
Ah. Yeah, is someone asking me a question? Is someone calling me?
Please, I going to mute us. Let's know.
Wait, Miss Oluchi, the meeting is always recording. I was the first person to join the class, and immediately I clicked on open meeting. It just started saying meeting recording.
Meetings have been recorded.
Yes, it's always being recorded. Yes, everything is always recorded. That's why you get it at the
And
end
you're
of the class.
always preset at Zoom. You're always present at the post on
Yes.
Zoom, even if you're not there.
Yes. So let's continue. I'll be muting you if there's a background noise, but if there's no background noise, we are all cool. And
But I
we're
have
just 10 now,
background
so I don't
noise.
think there's any reason to mute everybody. No, you don't. You don't. There's no
Okay.
reason to mute anybody now. I've not seen Zion in my class. I've also not seen Emmanuel. Where are all of you? Why are we just 10
Even though
by this
Denigo
time?
is not here.
Yeah. Is Paula still here? Okay. Good. King David, are you with me? Ifeanyi, Peter,
Sorry, I wanted to
Precision.
quickly say something. Happy Easter to all the
Okay.
Christians here.
Thank you. We wish you the same.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now we'll be diving right in so that we can finish up quickly so that by 12 you'll not be disturbing me, all of you. So you'll not be telling me that we are supposed to begin by 12. So now it's okay with the questions. We are going straight to the class. I'll be taking my face off. So, okay, can you see my screen now? What are you seeing on the screen?
Welcome to
Introduction to CSS Basic.
Okay. Okay, good. So now we'll be teaching you the CSS basics. And what is this about? Today, we'll learn what CSS is, how to add CSS in 3 ways, and then how to style text, backgrounds, and more. So, what's the first one I taught you about styling CSS? What's the first method I taught you? I gave it a name, so you have to tell me. Someone is making. I'll have to mute. I'll have to mute right now because the distraction is getting much. Should I mute or will you all coordinate yourselves?
We will all coordinate ourselves.
Okay. Okay, now back to the class. Okay, now tell me in the chat before I continue. What's the name of the first style that I taught you? First way of styling CSS. Good. Good. Inline. Yes. And okay, you all already know what CSS is. Now, for Chantel, that wasn't in my last class. This is an opportunity for you to know
I
all the
was in your
styles.
last class. It was 2 classes
No.
ago that I wasn't here.
Yes, that wasn't in my class where I taught the inline. Yes, you are not there. So now this is an opportunity for you to know the different styles that you can use. Okay, now so you all should listen attentively because since I've done the inline, I will not be saying much about it, even though I'll still show you what I mean by inline styling. So what does CSS do for you? CSS is just like you painting your house. HTML is just a skeleton. Okay, HTML is just a skeleton, just there. You cannot walk around like a skeleton. That's somehow now. You have to have your skin with your beautiful skin color. That is what CSS does for you. So when you have your structure, you can see how our HTML looks like. It's always there, always coming like a black color and just looking like your normal essay. But now when you want to beautify it, you use a tool. You have to use the CSS styling. And now, what does CSS do for you? Adds colors, changes fonts, makes it look cool, makes your website look very, very cool. Okay. Now, the 3 ways you can add CSS include number 1, inline CSS, inline styling. We've done this. Number 2, internal styling. Then number 3, there is external styling.
External style.
That's good. Now we're breaking it down for you little by little. Okay. The inline CSS goes inside the tag. I didn't say in between. I've already taught you this before, so this is just to refresh your memory. Now look at this code. Normally, if you don't want to add a style, first, okay, the thing is this. Let me go straight to VS Code. But first, since you can see my screen clearly, I want to explain it here before I go to the VS Code and show you. Now, this is the opening tag of P. The P is here, and then this is the opening tag from here to here. This is the closing tag from here to here. Now you have your text in between the opening and the closing. The text is always there. But when you want to do inline styling, you don't go inside here to style it. You tell the P to shift for you a little bit. Now, what you do this, after your P, you just give it a little space, 1 space, and then you write the attribute called style, which is style equal to double quote. And now this style must contain something inside. It cannot be empty. This is where your style comes in. The property you want, and then the value you are giving it. What do I mean by property? Property is you want to increase font size, or you want to change color, or you want to increase font width, or you want to change font family or font style. That is what will go in here. So now, assuming you want to say font size, instead of color to be here is font size, right? What to be here is good. what good. So what will be here is font size, and then the colon before you have your value, which is, let's say you want to give it 20 pixels. Everything is happening inside here, inside that opening tag and inside the quotes. Okay. And then once you're done with one style, you are meant to close it with this. This is what says, I'm done with this style. Oh. This semicolon says you are done with this style. Because if you want to add another style, you can still give one more space here and add another style. Let me show you now using the VS Code so you don't get confused. I'll be sharing my entire screen right now. Let me go back and do that. Let me share my entire screen. Okay, so for this particular lesson, I will be creating a new file because I feel it's to make you guys understand what I'm doing better so that we'll all flow together. Now, for this one, I don't like the noise I'm hearing. Oh, who is that?
Ma, please, mute the.
Huh? Who is doing
Ma,
this? Who is
please,
doing
mute those that are talking.
this? Okay, now I'll be muting everybody. If you know you want to be unmuted, tell me in the chat. If you know you want to be unmuted, tell me in the chat right now, quickly. Who else wants to be unmuted? Chantel. Who else wants to be unmuted? Ibuka. It's not about you two. I don't know where the background noise is coming from. So that now I know the people I am unmuting, because if I hear any noise, I will know that it's coming from you. Iniola and who else? As you asked to be Precision, you asked. Niniola. Who else? Have I muted Niniola? Niniola or Niniola? Okay. It's okay. I think that's all. David, I've already unmuted you. You can unmute yourself now. And make sure the noise is not coming from your end. Okay. I unmuted somebody now and the noise is coming from that angle. Precision, is that you? So I did not mute you back. Please, you all should Please, you all should be as quiet as possible. Else, I ask a question. I don't like the noise. I don't like it at all.
Ma, your network is unstable. I can't hear what you're saying.
You can't hear me even now. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Is my network unstable from your angle, Paula?
I can hear you.
Okay. That means the problem is from Chantel. Are you sure your network is stable? Okay, now let's go back.
My network is stable. Yours is it?
Okay, if you say so. Now let's go back, and now you can still see my screen, right? All of you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're seeing my VS Code now.
Yes, ma'am.
So good. I'll be creating a file and I'll name it. What should I name it? I'm tired. What should I give it? Should I give it styles? I've
No,
used style before. Suggest a name for me. Let me give it for this particular project.
Style test?
Hmm?
Style test?
Okay, good. Style tests. Can you see how I named it?
Yes, ma.
Because there are two words, so I had to differentiate it with this. I can use the hyphen or I can keep it closed this way, but since I want to know that these are two words, I can either style it using the underscore or just the normal hyphen. So this is perfect. And what shortcut did I give you for bringing out the structure of your HTML? I gave you a shortcut. Hmm?
Something.
The exclamation. So now I will continue. And what I'll be adding here is just the paragraph elements. I will have I love coding as a text inside. I love coding. Now I'll save this and check it out. I'll go live. I'll go live. Let's see if it's already there for me to see. Now, can you see my text clearly?
yes, ma.
Good. Now, I want to do an inline styling. Chantel, are you still there?
Yes.
Yes, I am, ma.
This is because you said you missed my class, so I have to call your name because I'm sure that most of the people in this particular class were there when I taught this inline styling, and I've been doing it ever since. So now, how do you do inline styling? You go to the P tag. David, are you there? You go to the P tag. I said inside though. Can you see how it was looking? This is it. You go to the P tag inside. You have to trace your cursor here. Make sure you are right beside the P tag and you give it a little space. And then you type style. Can you see as I'm typing it's already giving me a suggestion? And when I click on that suggestion, it comes out with the equal to and the quote I told you about earlier. Now, any style, any property you want to give it has to go inside this quote. This is what shields, this is the style and its armor. Okay, that's the shield. Now, if you are doing anything outside here, let's say you want to say color, you can't just go and be typing. It will not even understand what you are saying. I'm typing color outside quotes. I'm not making sense. That's wrong. You have to go inside the quotes, just like this, and you say color. As I'm typing color now, it's already giving me a suggestion because VS Code is smart. That's why we always use it because it knows what you're trying to do as long as you give it the right information. Now it's already suggesting that, oh, is it color that you want to use? I'm saying I'm going to say yes by saying selecting this. I'll click on it, and now that I clicked on it, it already gave me that colon and the quote. But assuming your own is not giving you a suggestion, you can always type it out yourself. Let's say you want to give it the color style, the color property. You just type color. You say red, for instance, and then make sure you close it with that your semicolon, meaning this is the style number one. Okay. Now I'll save this and I will go and check out my tag. Now my tag is color red. Do you understand? Are we all following? And if I want to if I want to add another style, maybe add the font size to now increase, you also go inside that same quote. You don't need to type style again because you already have one style tag doing the magic for you for that. I'm saying for that particular element, right? Now I can decide to do this. Say font size. That's another font family. That's another property I can use. I can select font size and say I want it to be 30 pixels. Now I've closed this one, which means it's style number 2. Okay. I can also decide to change the font family. Font family. That means I'm trying to change the handwriting of this particular thing. I'm changing it to fantasy. Okay. Now this is style number 3. So you can do like how many numbers? As many as you want. Install this p tag inside this particular element you want to style. That is how the inline styling works. But you have to make
That's
sure
how they
that.
always do it.
Huh?
That's how they always do it. I thought it was only Calibri that every website uses.
No, it is not.
Calibri and Times New Roman.
No, they select what they want by themselves. Okay? Good.
Okay.
So now you've seen how you do the inline styling, right?
Can you put it in italics? Is there any way to put it in italics?
Yes, you can. First of all, let's see what it looks like first. Let's see what it looks like first. Let's save it so that when the italic comes in, you will know. I've given it this fantasy font family, right? I've also increased the size to
Yes, ma'am.
30 pixels. Good. Now I want to change the font style. Font style is the property that you can use to either make it a normal text or italic or oblique. Now I want to use the font style property, and immediately I click enter. It's already giving me suggestions of what I want to use, and now I'll be clicking on this. I will save it and let's see what it looks like. Now it says in this form. Can you see? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So this is it. So there are different. So on your own, you should just go and research the HTML tags. HTML. There are a whole lot of tags. Like I have not told you about the button tag, have I?
No,
Right. There is a
no, you
tag.
have not.
Yes, good. There is a tag called button. It creates a button for you. Now I will say click me. Control S. This is it, the button tag that will have a text inside. Okay. I will say,
CSS.
oh,
Can we style it to CSS?
yes, you can. Let's see what it looks like. This is how it comes. It comes looking like this. Okay. It has a hover. It comes looking like this. This is how the button tag comes. But now I want my button to be a little bit bigger. I want to add padding inside my button. Okay, you already know what a padding means, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am, we do.
Padding happens inside the content while margin happens outside the content. Good. So now I want to add padding to this button. I will go to it. Just write inside that same, this is a tag, just like P. I will still add the style. I hope all of you are following,
Yes, ma'am. We're following.
Good. I'll still add the style. Now I want to add an equal padding of padding. I will say, let's say 10 pixels. So that we'll see what it looks like. Control S. Can you see it's increasing? Can you notice? Did you notice that it's increasing? Can you all see this? Did you notice the change? The padding made the button increase. Are you all following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Good. I can also decide to make it 20 pixels, the same padding. No, it depends on how you want your button to look. If I make it 20 pixels, it will look bigger because it's already pushing out the everything. Like it's pushing the border away from the content. Just give me space. Let me breathe. Give me space. Just pushing out the border surrounding it, but it's giving it an equal padding of 20 pixels. I told you if you just want this top part to have the padding, what do you use? Padding top, and then give it a number. If you want just the bottom to have the padding, you give it padding bottom. Or if you want just the right side to have the padding, you give it padding right, or just the left. But if I'm giving it just one padding, it means I am giving four sides. Okay? Now, you can also change the borders of your button. There's absolutely nothing that you cannot do to elements you want to. If you remember this element and you say and you say that okay, I want to just change this to something else, you can do absolutely anything you want. Now I want to make this, give it a what does the border radius do for you? Just before we continue.
It curves the text.
Yeah. It curves a border. It makes it curved. Wait, let me go back to the chat and be sure that all of you are following, especially those that did not ask to be unmuted. I did not unmute you. What's your name? Adidira. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Just make sure your background is. You're not muted. Am I saying? Oh, good. Okay. Who is saying they were not there? Okay, you are not there, but I just hope you are following now. I hope you are following now. Good. Okay. Eze Kamsi. Where is your name? I've unmuted you, Kamsi. Good. Now we can all continue.
Okay, ma'am.
Good. I'm going back to the VS Code. And as you all already know, and thank God you remember, you know that border radius makes it curved. So let me give this one a border radius of 20 pixels. Let's see. Can you see it's already having a curve?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see that?
Having
Are you all following?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. That's very good. I can also decide to make it, instead of 20 pixels, I'll make it 50%. What do you think will happen to them? It will turn to a circle. It will become fully round. Yes. If you make it
That's
50%.
not a circle. That's an oval.
It's an oval. It's an but then
oval,
if you
not a
increase the
circle.
padding, it turns to a circle. Increase the padding, it will turn to a circle. Increase the
Can you
padding
please
all
repeat
round.
that part?
50% gives you a circle. I said 50% border radius gives you a rounded shape. If you keep giving it a padding, you get the perfect circle. Even though it looks like an oval now, if you give it more padding inside that particular content, it turns to a circle. So I want you to know that border radius, assuming you want to get an equal circle, you give it a border radius of 50%. Now, if you keep it, it takes shape. It will keep taking shape until you get your perfect circle. But if you don't want it to be fully rounded, can you see that it's fully taking shape to a circle? Can you notice the difference now? It's still an oval, but if you keep increasing it is still an oval. If you keep increasing the pattern, it will keep taking shape till it gives you a full circle. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It will keep taking shape.
Put it to 100. I think 100 will make it a circle.
No, 100% doesn't make it a circle. It makes it a really round oval.
50% gives you 50% of any figure you give, I'm giving 100 now, 50% of it will make it fully rounded. If you keep increasing it,
Still
you
an
see
over.
your this is a circle. I don't know how much more you want it
looks
to
like
be.
an
Do you know how an oval is? This is circle.
Make it really round. It's not a circle yet.
Of course it is.
Like on its way to a circle, but it's still an oval.
Then you can do that yourself. Keep increasing it till you get the circle you need. Good. So now you get my point. When you use 50% of this, you get when you use 50% as your border radius, it gives you something, it makes it fully rounded. Okay. But then if you just have your padding as 10, it cannot form a full circle for you because it's just small. It can work with only a big if it can work with an equal size. I don't know how to explain this to you. Padding of 10 or width of a smaller, let's say a smaller width or a smaller padding while you use 50% will not give you exactly what you need. It will reduce, it will look small because now this is what an oval looks like. Can you see that?
Yes,
This is an
ma'am.
oval now because padding is really small, but it's still rounded. It is still rounded because as you increase, you don't need to change your padding. You don't need to change the border radius from 50 to 60% again. It's still there. What you only need to work on is that your contents to get that shape you need at this point. 50% gives you rounded, and then uh, you now increase your padding as much as you want. You can
Okay,
play
ma'am.
around with your styling always. You can play around with it. So now I can decide to make it 100%. Let's see what it will look like. I don't think I've tried this out before. Okay, it still looks almost it's still almost the same. So nah, I'll stick to my 50. I'll reduce it because I don't want to have a rounded button. I want it to still give me the vibe of a button. I want it to still give me the vibe of a button. So I'm giving it 20 pixels. So are you all doing the same thing I'm doing right now?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are following.
Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, I want you on your own to go and research. I told you there are over 100 HTML tags, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
if you know there are so many tags out, so on your own, make sure you figure out a lot more and try to use it. Now let's continue. So what styling did I teach right now?
Inline styling. Inline styling.
Insta. So now that's one thing you need to note in style. It's strictly for that element. Because if I decide to come here now and create another P tag and say, how are you? When you check this out in your Visual Studio Code, it doesn't change to this. It doesn't change to color red because you have given one P red. Okay? It is strictly the style, the inline style is strictly for that element you are styling. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
Yes. If you give a particular element the style inline, it is strictly for that element. It doesn't affect the rest. Okay, now so the next thing I want us to learn now is the internal styling. Okay? Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Internal styling is the style number 2 that I want us to learn. And how do you do that? Can you see your head tag?
Yes,
Here.
ma'am.
Can you see
Yes.
your head tag?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I told you that the head tag is like the brain, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So still inside your head tag, I want you
Can
to
you
add this
copy and paste
element.
the code inside the chat?
Who is asking me this?
Don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Once again,
Not
our
working.
Zoom is stopping us from pasting once again.
Sorry, give me a moment. I'll be right back.
Good. But make sure you be back as soon as possible because I'm not waiting for you. So now on to the next one. I said the next one is what? Internal styling, right? Good. And where does this one go into? You have to add it to the head. Give a space. Have you done the same thing I'm doing right now? Have you done it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Inside the head, what you will do is you will do this. You will write the style element, style tag. How do you start writing this? You use your angle button, the less than right there. Okay. And then you say style. You close it up, close the tag, and then in between here is where you do your styling. Have you done the same thing? Have you
Yes,
done
ma'am.
this?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you are following?
I'm following.
Me.
Okay, that's good. So now, doing this is almost the same as coming in line to say style equal to quotes. And then everything you do happens inside the quote. But then the difference here is that we are writing the style tag itself. We are writing the element out itself. And then in between, that is where your style goes inside. I didn't say outside. I did not say outside. I said in between. So now what do you do now you already have your style? This style is now a shield. Okay? It tells the CSS that what you're trying to do now is styling. I want to style this good. Now, if I want to style this P tag, now my target is this, right? The P tag, the how are you? Okay, this is my target. But now let me show you what will happen. I will say P. You don't go and write, you don't need to write the tag anymore. You don't need to write the P tag anymore. It will not recognize it. Can you see it's throwing an error for me? You don't need to write the whole tag anymore. You write the elements. Okay? You say P and then you open the curly brackets. Can you see this curly brackets in your desktop?
You're using a capital letter.
Can you see this? Do you have it?
You're using a capital.
No, I'm not using. Don't use the capital letter P. No, I am not. My caps lock is not on.
Oh, okay.
I'm not using the capital letter P. It's showing that yellow underneath because you cannot have an empty style. You cannot have it empty. But once you do something inside, it goes off. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Don't use a capital letter, please. Are you all following? Have you done the same thing I'm doing now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now it says what I'm trying to style now is my P. So what do? I call out my P and I use a bracket. Don't get confused. Just the same way we did inline styling. We started with what? The style. Style attributes is what you use inside the inline styling, inside your elements. But this time around, I don't want to style it inside because it will make my code messy. You keep writing and writing, and then I will need to now scroll to the right to view my code. It gets so long. Assuming I want to add more styles here, I'll keep adding, and that gets too much. So what do? You go here and say, okay, what I want to style is my P, or what I want to style is my button, or what I want to style is my H1. So what do? I click on the P, I select the P, and then I open the curly bracket, which is this. And then in between the curly brackets is where you add your property and your value, just like how you did here. Can you see this? Can you see this?
Yes, ma.
You see, yeah, you have your property here, you have your value. So what do you do here as well? I want to change the color of this my P, the how are you. I want you to really, really observe what I'm trying to show you now. The point is I want to style this one. Remember that we have another P that is color red. Okay, let's check it out again. We have a P here that increased the font size to 30 pixels and it is color red. And we have another P tag here that is not styled at all. But my target is to style this particular one. And then what I'm doing is I'm calling P. Let me show you what will happen. I want to give this one a color. Same way you do the inline styling. That is same way you add the attributes, the property and not the attribute, the property and the value. It's the same way you add style to your internal styling. So now I'll say color and I want the color of that my P tag to be blue. Right?
Yes.
Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. It's blue. It changed. But now let me get rid of this style here so you will see what will happen. I'm getting rid of this. I used to following the first one I styled before. Are you also following or are you lost? Are you still following or are you lost? Are you? Yeah, okay, good. So now I want to remove this style here. Everything here. I'm getting rid of it. This inline style that I did here. Now I have an unstyled P and this other P. And I told you initially that I wanted to style this how are you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now let's save this and see what will happen. Can you see what happened here? All my P's have become the color blue. They have all changed to color blue. You see? Now, if I decide to add another P, let's say, hello, friends, what do you think will happen?
It will become the color blue.
Let's check. It's still color blue. Do you know why?
Because you're styling all P's.
That is perfect. That's a very brilliant answer. Because I selected the P. That means I told I told my CSS to get me the element P. And now it doesn't know the one I want to get. So it's styling everything for me. Everything is P. And I have 3 P's here, 1, 2, and 3. Now it's confused. And then because of the confusion, it will say, don't worry, let's just style everything. And it's not really a confusion because most of the time you might want to style all your P tags. Let's say that in your website, you want your P tag to have the same color, no matter what. You want your P tag to have the same font size. You can decide to just select that particular P and then you say what? Let it be. Now, let me show you now. I'm adding another style. Just the same way you add another style close to the inline styling. Just make sure you are closing it with a semicolon. And then you go to the next line and you say font size. Font size, I'll change it to, let's say 40 pixels. I want it bigger. I'll change it to 40 pixels. And every P that I have will take that font size. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma.
So are you following? Do you have any question for me? Because I'm sure that at this point you're a little bit confused. So ask me any question. Clinton, you want to be unmuted. I hope your environment is not noisy, please. So I have unmuted you now. Clinton, you've been unmuted. Chantal. Okay. So do you have any question for me or are you following, all of you?
I'll follow you.
Yeah, following.
Okay. Niniola, you're following.
Yes.
Chantel, are you?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
As the informer, okay. You are lost. What's your question? Where don't you understand? Okay, Zion, I've not seen you since. Good to have you back. Okay, you're following. That's good. As a informer, what's your question so that we'll continue with the class? Good, good. As a informer, why are you lost? Let me go back to the code and continue. So now, mind you, this place, this P that has the curly brackets, every style you are doing here has to be inside. Styling everything or just this P, because the P close style and you do the quotes. You can style this thing and do any styling you want. Let's say we want to give it border of 2 pixels solid, and then let's say pink. You still want to change the font family to fantasy. You want to change the font style to, let's say, italic. You can still do a lot of styles, but now mind you, it's just going for this particular thing you mentioned here. Okay, and in this case it's the P tag. So now let's say you have another thing you want to style. Let's say you want to style your button tag. You don't go in here and say button. You don't go in here and say button. It will not understand what you're saying. Okay, am I making sense? You don't go in here and you say yes. You don't go in here and you say button. You come down, give it a little space so you don't confuse yourself. Now I'm done with what I want to do for this P. You can always come back and add something else if you change your mind. It's not locked. It is not locked because you've started adding something else. You can always come in here and do something if you feel like. But now I want to style. Let's say I have another element. Let's do the. Do you have a question for me? Let's say I have another element and it's the H1, and I say pretty, let's say cool website. So now I want to start this H1. You don't have to come inside here and say H1. You cannot do that. It doesn't make sense. Your VS Code will see you as someone not making sense at all. But what you have to do is after the curly brackets, this curly bracket is now for this, right? You can see this. It's for the P. So now for my H1, I will have to write the H1 out. Mind you, I am not adding any tag around it, right? Can you see that? No tag. Then you open a curly bracket still. Are you all still following?
Yes.
And you add a color if that's what you want. If you want to change the color of your H1, you can make it anything. I'll change this one to green. And I can still add another thing, let's say font size, and I change it to 100 pixels. Now, if there's something else I want to style still, I can still do it here because I have a button tag, right? I can still style my button tag just after the curly bracket of one element. This is what I want you to understand. You can do a whole lot of styling inside the style tag. Make sure you are still inside to tell the VS Code, to tell the browser that this is strictly for my styling. Okay? Am I making sense, all of you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm making sense.
Hold on, you're not talking, Chantel, you're not talking. Are you guys lost?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. Chantel,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay.
I am here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good. Clinton, are you following?
Wow.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So, okay, Eze, Ifoma, you said in that place you style. Wait. I can't see this. In my please, in that place you style and blue came out. I tried mine, but it was not going. Where are you talking about? Are you talking about the internal styling or inline styling? As a Ifoma, I will unmute you so that you can communicate with me. If you don't have the strength to type out the issue you are facing, I am unmuting you now so you can ask me your question. Unmute yourself. Good. What's your question?
Ma,
Yes.
the place you did blue in that internal place. I tried my own, but it didn't do.
Where are you talking about? Is it the P tag?
Yeah. Yes.
Is it in style? Is it inside the style tag like mine?
Yes.
Do you have a P in the body?
Yes.
Did you save your work before viewing it in the browser?
Yes.
Have you saved it now? Because I'm sure you didn't save it.
Yes.
So is it showing now?
No.
Let me see your code.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
No, I can't. I'm using caption. That's why I can't see what you're saying. Captions.
Chantel, is that you? Who is talking? Paula or Chantel? Who is that? Should we continue with the class?
I know what you're saying because I'm using captions.
You're using, okay. You're using what?
I'm using captions. That's why I know what you're saying, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. So can all of you hear me? Can anybody hear me at all? Let me be sure that.
Yes.
Okay, good. So as a former, what is your question again? Have you been able to sort it out?
No, ma.
So those of you that say they are following, have you tried this and it worked?
I've not seen it in the live server yet.
Okay, Clinton, have you tried this out? Good. Zion, have you tried this out? Have you done the inline? As they come see, I thought I unmuted you before.
My work.
Where are you? It worked?
I mean, yes. The one I did for H.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. So any other question for me? As I come see, I've unmuted you. Okay, good. It worked. So now you see that you can do the inline and you can do the internal. So that's how you do the internal styling. Assuming you have something else you want to style. Let's say you have another element here. Let's say I taught you something about the A tag, and I told you that it comes with a line, right? Do you know that the A tag comes with a line? Can you see what I have a whole lot of borders here because I styled only one element, and because I have that element like 3 different times, it came looking the same way. I have this, I have this, I have this. So now this is the link here, and it has a line underneath. Now I want to remove that line. How do I do that? I go up and I call my A. Make sure you are avoiding the closing curly bracket for this particular element. You call your A and you start up another styling for the A. And then in between it, in between the curly bracket, you click on enter. And I taught you how to remove line. What property did I use for removing the line in a text and underlining and lining through? What's the name of that property that I taught you helps you underline or remove lines?
Text decoration.
Correct. That's correct. Are you also following? Because most of you are muted and you are still not telling me anything or writing any message. So tell me if you are following, please. Good. Good. So now there's a property called text decoration that you use to I showed you before that I told you that a tag normally comes with a line. I told you that the A tag comes with a line. Now there's a way to get rid of that line. This line here, assuming you don't want to see it on your website. How do you do that? There's a property called text decoration. And for this text decoration, I don't want to underline it. I don't want to line through. What I want to do is I want to get rid of that line that came with this A. So what do? I assign it to none, which is no, disappear. I don't want you. So I will check it out and now the line is gone. Can you all see that?
Yes, Mama, I can see that.
Good. So you can also decide to do the styling inside here by doing the style attributes and then you do text decoration. Anywhere you want to style it is okay. So I'm trying to tell you that you can do the same thing you do inside your inline for your internal. Okay, so this is possible as well. But since we already have it here, there's no point. We already have it in the internal. There's no point repeating the same style here. So we'll just remove it. Okay. Now, do you understand? Yes, do you have a question for me? Who is talking to me? Who's talking? Is it Kamsi?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's after the P bracket. After I finished putting it, I now went to my document to check it, but I found out that it's not there. That it didn't pop out. It didn't become like on your screen.
It didn't do what?
The color didn't show.
Did you write the P tag in the body before
Yes, I
styling
wrote the
it?
P tag in front and at the end of every letter.
No, in your body. Okay, in your body, do you have a P tag that has a content? Yes.
The body is just like the way your own is. That's the way everything is.
You have the same thing I have here, like P tag and the content inside.
Yes.
And then you went to the head. Can you see where my head ended here?
Yes.
So where you're adding the style is inside this head. Okay. This is the beginning of the head, and I moved away from the last thing I have here, which is the title, so I don't mix it up. I gave it one line space. You can give it two. So did you do this thing exactly? Are you sure? Style, yes. And then in between the style, you did the P.
Yeah, the P. Then I wrote color blue, font size 40.
You also closed it with the semicolon for each one.
Yes.
Did you save it before viewing it with your browser?
How do you save it?
Control S.
Okay.
or you go
Thank
to the
you.
file. So is it working now?
Yes. Thank
Good. So if you don't want to keep saving it, if you don't want to keep doing the Control S, you can go to your file like this. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
And you click on the auto save. Can you see?
Yes.
You can do something like this, and you don't need to keep doing the Control S anymore. As you are making changes and you go to your browser, it's already reflecting there.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. You're welcome there. Now the next thing is this. We've already learned we've seen how you can do the inline styling. You've already learned how you can do the internal styling, which you do inside the head tag. And you got that part, right?
Yes.
Did you all get that part, the inline and the internal?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes,
So the
ma'am.
next one, yeah, the last way you can style your file is the external styling. I hope you are jotting something down.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I've taught you inline. I've taught you internal. The next one is external styling. And how do you do that? Can you still see my VS Code? Can you still see my VS Code?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You do the external styling outside of that page. You create a file for it, and this file must end with .css. Just the same way, you know how your file names end with .html, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have to another one. Since what we're working on is style test, right? This one will be style test .css. Enter. Now we have created a file where we'll just strictly be styling our work. It must be .css so that it will know that it is styling you're trying to do. Just the same way you end with .html to tell the browser, to tell your VS Code that this is HTML that you're writing here. Okay, are you all following? Have you created the file? Have you created the file?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm giving you all time to do that. Create
Okay.
you know where you create your file, new file, you write a name. If any name you want your styling file to bear, it can be style.css, it can be anything, it cannot be in capital letter, lowercase all through. Or if you want to have two words, you can always differentiate using the hyphen or the underscore. So now I've given this one the styletest.css. Now this is the file I have created where I will be styling my elements. So have you done the same thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Have
ma'am.
you all done the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Mm. Oh, I'm glad you love the class. Good. Any more? Chantel, you don't have to write it 20 times. You can see my screen, and what you're seeing on my screen is what I am seeing. As long as I've not come back to this Zoom to check the chats, I don't get any notification that tells me that you sent a chat to me. So you don't need to keep writing the same thing like 100 times. Please. You do that a lot, and I don't really like it. It doesn't help me. It doesn't let me see other messages. I'll just keep seeing one message over and over. Chantel, please, okay? Can you hear me? I've unmuted you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
As long as you know that I'm seeing the chat, because I'm sharing my entire screen with all of you. So what I am seeing now is what you are seeing. So if you know that I've not come to the Zoom, I've not come to check out chats, you don't need to send the same message 50 times because I need to see other comments as well, okay? So now let's go back since we are all following. The next thing I want us to do now is the external, right? Now we have created this file. Let's go back and pick. Now for your file, for you to style a particular file and you want to style it externally, you don't want your code to be messy. You don't want to just have anything style related. You want everything to be outside of this page so that you know that what you're doing here is strictly HTML. Just write your thing and then go to another page and do your styling. If that's what you want, then you need the external styling. And how do you do that? You come here. You've already created your file, right? You've done that, all of you.
Yes.
Your yes is not loud enough. Can you hear me? Did you do that? Have you all done that? Have you created the file called anything.ts?
Yes,
Good. 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 So now you go back to that your head. When I taught you about this HTML structure, I don't want that background noise. Good. So now in the head tag, what do you do? It's like the brain. Anything you don't want to appear on the web page, the body, you do it inside the head. And I told you do a lot of things inside the head, like adding links, adding to, right?
Yes.
Did I? Good. So now I want to add a link that will tell this particular page, that will remind this page that it's meant to use a file. It's meant to use a file called this.css. Because if you just start writing the p, let's say you want to now start your p tag and you say color pink. Let's say you want to style a p tag and you say color pink. Your VS Code, your browser not understand, okay, you want color pink and this is a different file. So where do you want that color pink to reflect? It will just be looking at you like this because you have not called it anywhere. You've not said, okay, I want you to get the p tag from this particular page. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So what do? You to that particular place you want to make use of external CSS and you write the HTML element called link. Just like how we have a tag and how we have the img tag and how we have the p tag, there's a tag called link. You all do that now. Have you done this thing? Type link and click on the first link that your VS Code is suggesting. Click on it and it will come out in this form. You don't need to type out everything yourself. Have you done the same thing?
Where am I to put the link? Where am I to put the link?
In your head tag, not your head. I said the head of the HTML, okay?
I've done
Head
it.
tag. Good. Make sure you are not interrupting the style you have.
I've done it.
Just write good link. Now, when we did the A tag, did you see something like this there? The href.
Yes, we did. No, yes, we did. We saw href in the A tag.
All of you, when I taught you the A tag, as we are speaking now, just go down to the body and type A. Click on what's suggested, the A tag. Are you seeing the href there?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did I tell you goes inside the href?
The URL or link.
Wonderful. Is that Paula speaking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Paula the only person in my class? What did I tell you all that goes inside the quotes in the href? What did I tell you goes inside that quote?
Only the link.
Yes, I told you that if you want to go to another file, you can link it here. You can link it inside the href. Let me go down to my body and show you what I mean. Because I did the same yesterday. I said A, I'm clicking on the first suggested one so that it will give me everything. Now it has given me the href. Now I can either decide to link a Google website. You make sure you get the correct address. I hope you are following. The A comes with href, right? And that is where you add an address or a link. Now I want you to write a text. I think it's already on autosave, is it? It's now on autosave. Now I can just go and see my work. Now this is touch. I wrote touch so that when I touch it, it takes me to the Google website. Now it has taken me to the Google website, right?
What?
Yes, ma'am.
It took me there because I added the Google link. I taught you this before. If you were in my class the day I did this, and even if you were not there and you were in my class yesterday, you must have seen this. I did it like once or twice. Now I'm repeating it again. In the anchor tag, you can add any link of your choice. Just make sure you get the correct address. Now I am adding the address of Google by doing this https://www.google.com. Okay.
What is even the meaning of it?
It's for transfer protocol. It's a protocol strictly for addresses, web addresses. It comes with it, and most of it come without the S. The S there stands for secured. Hypertext transfer protocol. I think that's the full meaning. You can always check this out. HTTPS. Search for the full meaning of HTTPS.
Okay.
Can you say the same thing I said initially? Hypertext transfer protocol.
Yeah.
And the S there stands for secure.
But why is it
Meaning that particular website is secure, and most of them do not come with the S because it's not secure yet.
Okay,
It's
this
an
is
advanced.
this is what
an
it's
advanced-
saying. HTTPS stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. It's a more secure version of HTTP that
Good.
encrypts data exchange between a web browser and a website.
Good. So the secure there protects sensitive information like your password, your credit cards. But then if a website doesn't have that S, it means anybody can easily have access to your sensitive data.
Now we'll be running
okay?
away from all the website that doesn't have S.
Yes, you can run away from it as long as you don't want to, you're going to put secure data, a sensitive data like your credit card. If you know you're going to put it in that particular website, you should run away from it if it doesn't have S. But if it's just a normal website where you just watch movies or you want to just check out something, okay, like your Link School app might not have the
And I've
S
told
right
my
now
mom, but my
because
mom doesn't do online shopping.
okay, yeah,
And she
assuming you are
doesn't
doing
usually
online.
sign in.
Good, you see, assuming you are doing an online shopping and it doesn't have that S, it doesn't have HTTPS, run out from it, okay? It's not secure. So now we'll continue. We'll continue with our class. I hope you're all following. I don't want us to get confused. I just want to show you what the href means. And I want to remind you that the A also comes with href. Now I want you to understand that the link also comes with your href. The link gives you that opportunity to add a URL, an address, or a page.
REL4.
Universal Resource Locator, something like that, for address.
Oh, okay.
Have you searched it as well?
Not yet.
URL. It's
No, I meant
for
REL.
locate. What?
In the link tag, there was an REL there.
Hover on it. hover on it, it means it's just short form for relationship. Can you see the rel? When you hover on it, it pops up text for you, right?
Yes, ma.
And what does the text say?
This attribute
This
means the relationship of the linked document to a current document. The attribute must be space separated of the link type values in blue.
good. So this is it now. This is the relationship. What is it here? It comes by default style sheets. It comes by default your style sheets. Okay.
So in the href, we just
Yeah.
need style test.css.
Good. Just the same way you can do this here. Can you all listen? Are you all following? Please. I'm not only teaching Paula here. I don't know why I'm hearing just her voice. I am unmuted a lot of persons today. So if you are not following, you have the opportunity to speak up now. I told you that you can either add an address or you can just add your page inside the href. Now I can add this table page inside my href by just writing table. I've added the table now. When I click on this touch, this text, it takes me to this page. Let me show you what I mean. When I clicked on this touch, it took me to the Google website because I added the Google address. Now I just want to change from one page to another. And I added this particular page, which is this table page here that I designed before. So assuming you have a lot of pages and you don't want to keep opening them one by one by clicking on this one and then saying go to live server, you can just decide to create a button. Okay, you can just decide to create a button and link it. Create the anchor tag and link it. Just list all your pages there and link it there and just be playing around with it. You move to this page, you move to another page, move to the other page. So this is what the href does for you. You can either add an address or you can add the page name, the file CSS. Have you done this?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you all done this? I'm going back to the chat now to see if you have any question for me. Yola, are you muted? Well, let me go and mute you. Okay. Yes, please.
Ma, please, can you go back?
Please, can you paste the code inside the chat, please?
Can you go back to your VS Code?
Yola, I didn't get what you said. I'm going back. So what's this class after the end of the class?
Can you copy and paste the code in the chat?
Okay. Let me do that now.
Thank you. Yeah, I've seen it. Thanks.
You're welcome. So are you all still following? Okay, good. I'm glad that all of you are following. Who wants to be unmuted again? Peter, please make sure that your background is not noisy. Good, you've been unmuted now.
Now, here in the VS Code, when I pasted your code, it's saying there are more than 9 errors here.
More than 9?
The color blue box, the tiny blue box is not showing for the colors.
Did you create a separate file for it?
A what?
Did you create a separate file before pasting my code?
No, I can just bring it back when I want to.
Huh?
I brought back my own code.
Okay. Because you can't just... the code I pasted comes with doc type and it comes with a lot of things you already have there. So you repeating it again will throw a lot of errors, just like you're seeing on your screen. So are you following? Should I continue? Have you all linked it? Good. Okay, now the last one, like I said, is the external. And now I'll be doing this.
But Ma, is it okay if I deleted the entire style tag for the internal style tag? Because would this
You
still
can
let
decide.
style
You can
down?
decide to get rid of it if you want to, but if you've already styled one, that means you have to add more elements to see that you can actually do for just one project, for just one page. You can add an internal, you can add an external, you can add, yes, it will still function. Okay, but it's always advisable to pick one and stick with it. Apart from the inline, because it's more advisable to use the either the external or the internal. Okay. So if you know that, yeah, if you know that you don't want to make use of the styles that and you want to get rid of it, it's fine. You can. But let me just show you what I am doing right now. Okay, this is the other page. Now I will go and I'll add more text. Please, I hope I've not lost you all. Are you all fully up? I'm going to the wrong place. Now I've linked my file. I've linked my file and I've not seen my great website. Okay, can you see that I added another P tag, but this one is still coming. This other one is still coming up with it. The other styling I did, remember I mentioned all the elements all together. So now let me get rid of it so that we'll have a fresh start.
Ma, I have a question.
Okay.
My question is that can you call out to only one style?
Yes.
Only one element instead of
Yes, you can. Don't worry. It's part of today's class. You can first. Now, is that I think that's was to do. I can still go in there and do it. Now let me get rid of this. I'm getting rid of this one and this one. Now, as you can see, I already have this P here. The first one I added when I said I wanted to style my P to be pink. Can you see it's now working? Because I already linked the silent test.css to that particular page I want to style. Can you all do the same thing and tell me what happened? Make sure there's no style interfering.
Drag orchid.
Is anyone with me?
I am here, Ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done the same thing I did?
Almost. Wait, so do we open the style test HTML, not the 8.ccc?
No.
Okay, got
It's
it.
not the same way I opened a style tag here in the head and then I started styling it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
What you did here, by creating a separate file, this your file automatically has become that your shield that I told you about, which is the style tag. Do you understand? You don't need to now call the style tag anymore because you're already working inside it. You've created a file named this. It's almost the same as doing something inside a quote in your inline styling, the style equal to dot, or same as having a style tag and then doing the style in between the style tags, the opening and the closing. Now, because you've called this one .css, it automatically has created that quote for you. So you can just go ahead and write that your element you want to style and still use your curly brackets just like you do in your internal styling and give it any style you want. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question for me?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I have no question.
So should I continue?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay, let me show you
Yes, ma'am.
something. Good. We have done the inline. According to the slide here, we've done the inline. We now know why we use inline styling. You use it if you know you are not working on a big website, just for small styles. If you're not working on something, you're not trying to make much changes, you use the
So I have a
inline style.
question.
Okay.
Why can't you use inline for big websites?
Because if you're making a whole lot of changes, you can use it for a big website, okay? But if you're making a whole lot of changes to a particular element, the code will get too long, don't you think? When you keep adding font size, font weight right beside the text, it will keep scrolling and scrolling, and that is a lot of work, and it might get you confused, don't you think? Unlike you don't want to make a lot of changes to it. I don't know if you get you, as long as you just want to, let's say that this P here, I think I want it to be green.
Yeah.
Okay. If you just want to make little changes, just one or two styles in that one line, it's okay. That doesn't mean you cannot accommodate, or it doesn't mean you cannot do it if you want to. But it's best. It's always advisable not to use it if you want to make a whole lot of, if you want to do a lot of styling to these elements, so that your code will not keep getting long and long and long and long, and then you now keep scrolling. You understand the point I'm trying to make now? Okay, it makes the code, that particular line, it makes it too much, but that doesn't mean you cannot use it. You can use as much as you want, you can style as much as you want, but most of the time you find yourself styling and styling and styling because what you're adding is just strictly to one element. Okay, so now let me show you something, let me teach you something. We've done the internal CSS, and you know that internal is good for one page websites.
Yeah.
Like inside that your page, and you add the style tag. Every style you are making is just for that page. Any style you are trying to add to it is strictly for that page. And we have done the external, okay, which link tag, which is this element here. And we've seen an example of, are you all following? What are you seeing on screen? CSS selectors, read out this for me.
Selectors to tell CSS which HTML style.
Good. So the first one I want us to know is element selector. What does it do? Read it out for me.
Style all elements of one type.
So have we been doing this all along?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good. So what we have been doing all along is styling just one element. If you select the P and you have 35 P's in your website, they are getting that particular style. And you style the H and you have just one H or you have two, you are styling them the same way. And most of the time, you don't want that for yourself. So there is another selector, and it is called the class selector. Read out this for me.
To style many elements same
Style
way.
many elements same way.
Good. This class selector is just like giving your element a name. Okay? Just like how you have a name, all of you, and I can differentiate all of you using your names, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You give an element. Let's say you don't want this P, you don't want this particular P here to be styled. Let's say this one, you want this P to be different from all your P's. Now, you know that when I added, you can see my style here. There's something throwing an error because I have not written anything reasonable inside. Okay, that's good. And this one is telling me something is wrong because you cannot leave your style empty. It needs to have something inside. Do you understand? Now, if I get rid of this, it's good. Okay, you cannot just open an element you want to style and you leave it empty. It's wrong. It's now the wrong. It's telling me something is wrong. It cannot be empty. So now let me. No, who is there? Who is making that noise? Please. Are you all still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good. Let's see what our P tags look like first. All the P tags are coming with this color of pink, right? Pink, pink, and pink. But this particular one is different because I gave it an inline style of green. Now, assuming I want to differentiate this particular one without having to give it an inline style, you want to differentiate this from the rest. You write an attribute called class. You say class equal to double quotes. It's an attribute that helps you give an element a specific name. A name. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It's an attribute that helps you give an element a name. Now, you can decide what name you want to give it for this particular one. It's not a property and value thing that you have to check the real. Let's say you want to do color or text decoration. This one is different. You can give it any name you want. Now I want to give this my P tag the name of, let's say, you can give it any name. Let me anything, mind you. I'll give it green. Now, I've given it a name, and I want to start the name I'm giving it. How do I tell CSS that this is the particular one I want to style? You go to your CSS, either the file, either you want to do it here, or you want to do it here. Okay? Am I making sense? In the internal. If you want to do it here in the internal, you can. But now let me do it here so that we'll know that it will still work. For you to call that name, what name did I give it? What class name did I give it?
Green.
Hmm?
Green.
Green, good. For me to call that green, I don't just go and say green. Can you see it's looking white? Because it doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. You must say dot. No? Dot green. That means dot your name. Dot is the same class. But dot is a symbol given to class. So if you see a code that has dots right beside it, let's say dots and then a name, know that it's a class name. Okay? I don't know if I've lost you all. So you say dot green and then you still open your curly brackets, just like how you open it for other elements. You open your curly brackets and you give it a color. You can decide to give it a color of green and still close it like you always do. Let's save this and see if it will change to red. Now this is it. The how you has changed to red. Now other ones are still pink. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Other ones are still pink, but is now red. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Can
Because
you
I
also
give it as-
many elements? Ma'am, can you have many elements together saying like Many elements under one class.
Yes, yes. The next was about saying you can give the same name. Let's say you want all your elements that bear this green to have the color of red. You can decide to still do this. P, let's create another. Let's not get this too much. Let me delete a lot of things, okay? Let me get rid of things. You already have the code. I've pasted the old code to you. So let me get rid of some things so we don't get confused. Now I already have green here. Okay. Are you also following?
Yes, ma'am.
You're seeing what I'm doing, right? And only one green has. Do you add a comment anywhere? I've commented this out because I don't want this to reflect anymore. Let's go and see what our code is looking like. It's looking this way, and only one P has the color red, right? Are you also following?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
If I want this one also to have the color red, I can do that by giving it the same name. If I decide, if I want to save myself the stress of going to call this one and giving it another design, and then let me say I'll go and call the elements H1, or I'll go and give it a different name. If I want to have the same style that my P has, which is green, which is a red color, okay, I want my H1 now to have a red color. I can still decide to give it a class name of the same green. Okay. Now, be giving it this class name of green, it's just like you going to go and select one element and giving it the same style. You know, when we did the P and every other P changed to a particular style, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, anyone that has this, the same name, which is class green, changes to that same style that was put in there. Now, let's see what our H1 looks like. Our H1 is now red because we gave it the same class name, which is green. And we already start a lot of red. Now, if I decide to go back and change my green to have a font family of monospace, font family of monospace, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen to my H1?
To change.
Huh?
The font will change.
Let's check. Now my how are you and my H1 have the same font name I gave it.
Class.
Now if I decide to get rid of good, I gave it a class name. If I decide to get rid of that class name I gave H1, let's say I don't want my H1 to have the same thing anymore. It's back to how it used to be. And my P is still the same way because it still has that class name. You can always decide to still get rid of it. It's not permanent. Okay? If you take this out and you check it out, P is back to the class helps you style specific elements and it is reusable. That is the fun thing about it. Assuming you have a lot of places in your web page that you want to adopt the same style. Let's say you want to have the same font family, the same font size, font weight for two different elements. You can give them a class name for this, class name for this, and style them just once. So that any style you give to that name reflects to every other one. Now let me change everything to that same class name I gave. I'm adding back my class name of green. Now I also want I love coding to have the class name of green. I will just copy, go to the P and paste it. Mind you, I am still doing the class name inside the P tag and not outside. Inside tag is where you are adding the everything to have color and font family. Can you see everything has changed to that particular thing? So you can always decide to give your elements a name by using this attribute called style. Did I confuse you, or are we all together?
All together.
Yes, we're together.
Christabel, good. Are we all together? Where is Chantel?
I'm here.
So are you following?
I literally responded just.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
following.
Christabel, are you following? Good, good. So we're together, right? That's the class. Another selector called down. I have already told you how many selectors now. Them out for me.
3.
List them out.
First, you said the element selector. Then you said class selector. Now we're talking about ID
The
selector.
ID. Good. So now in the chat, all of you, what does the element selector do for you?
What does the what?
Element selector do? The chat.
Elements what?
What does the element selector? You already listed the selectors, right? The element, the class, and the ID. I've taught you elements, I've taught you class. The last one is ID, and I'll be doing that. But first of all, tell me what the element selector does for you. I'm waiting for more answers. Good. Good. For that particular element. It's not just color, Zion. You can do anything to a specific element if you just select that element. Good. What does the class selector do?
What does the what?
The class do
Class.
for you. Good. Good. What does the class mean first? Can you use any name of your choice as a class name? I'm sorry. Can you use any name of your choice for class? Can you use any name of your choice? No, you can use any name of your choice. It is not just green, Kamsi. You can use any name of your choice. I used green because that's what I want. You can use any name of your choice. You can
That was what I
decide to
said.
also. I'm talking to Kamsi. So you can also decide to, if you want to style everything to be the same way, you can also decide to add an extra name to it. Class is the only thing that allows you to do this. Noun. I've added a second class name to this second P tag because it wants to be different. Now I've styled everything using just one name, which is green, right? And all of them are coming out the same way. So now what if I decide that I don't want all of them to be the same way, but I want all of them to have the same fonts? I can still do this. Let's see. Let's see first. Can you see what happened here?
Yes, ma'am.
For those that are confused, let me show you once again. Now you go back to this place. I'm still talking about the class and not the ID, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't think, okay, now I give 2 class names to this one, just like how you have your English name and then your native name. I gave this one.
Not everyone has an English name.
Yeah, but most of us do.
Yeah.
Most of us have more than one name.
Yes,
Especially us Yorubas, we have a lot of names.
Yes. You have 2 names at least, most of us. Some people don't, but if you do, that's perfect. If you don't, still okay.
My name's about
So-
13.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
About 8.
Okay, now. That's lovely. So now I decided you can see that the green here, the styling here for green, the name green, I gave it a color of red and a font family of monospace. Now all the P tag that I assigned that class name to came out with that color of red and monospace, including my H1 that I assigned the name to. Now I don't want this particular P to have the same color, but I still want it to have the same font, the font family. What I did is this: I added a second name. I'm now calling up the second name of the P tag, which is I gave it a name change. I can still give it flower if I want to. If I want to, you can give it any name you want, but just give it a name that is reasonable, a name that you will or remember, that you know why you added it there, so that when you see it, you know you're talking about that particular line. I'm just giving it here. I'm just putting this one because I'm short of names. I don't know what to use, or you can actually suggest one for me. So I used change. Okay. I'll use orange because I want to now change my text to orange. Just a reminder, it doesn't mean that if you say orange here, your text already changes to orange. You know, you still need to go here and call up that name. So because there's no change in this my P tag, I've gotten rid of the change. So it's as good as having thing like that here. So everything is back to red because I've gotten rid of the change. So even if you still have it in your CSS, it will not make sense to the page because there's nothing like change there. So now what I'll do is I'll call up the other name I added, which is orange. I'm calling up the
Green
second
orange.
name.
Orange.
Huh?
Why did you just type orange instead of green orange? Because that's the tag we put.
No. Now, yes, this is why I'm teaching you this. You don't say green orange because I separated the two using the space. I'm separating it using this space so that it will know that green is different. While is the second name, or else I want you to have one name, can merge it that. But that's not my plan. I still want my green to be green. That means I still want my green to have the same some of the properties that the other green has. Do you understand? So I'm giving it a second name. So what I need to call is just that second name. I don't need to say green orange anymore. The second name is there. The first name is there. So you can decide to call up any of it depending on what you want to do. So I'm now giving it a color of what? Orange. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Good. So now I've changed that particular text to orange. So this is what the class does for you. You can add multiple names to it. Let's say just leave it at 2 at most, but you can add an extra name to your class name. Now the next thing I want us to know is our ID selector. ID. Now, how do you add an ID? Let me create a new one. How do you add an ID? Still inside your opening tag, you use the attribute called ID. Just like how you have the class, there is something called an ID. And you still give it any name you want. But mind you, you can only use a specific name once throughout that page. That doesn't mean if I decide to use the same ID here, don't worry. Wait, listen. I'm giving it this. I'm giving it an ID name of name. Okay? The name, I can still decide to use the green though. ID is different from class. Just like how you have your ID. It's different from another person's ID, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now I'm giving it this ID different from class. But let me create another P tag. I hope you all are still following. When you give this P tag the color green, the name green, that doesn't mean it will change to that. See my website. I gave it the ID and I gave it a name green, and I've used the name green for class, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But it's not changing to green. Do you know why? Because ID is different from class. Okay? It's different from class. It's a different attribute on its own, but you can also use it for styling. But most of the time, you use it for advanced purposes. And now I'm adding another ID tag. Let me style this ID. This is my green. And how do you style ID? First of all, how do you tell your CSS that what you are trying to write now is a class name? What do you start with?
You start with dots.
Now, if you want to tell your CSS what you want to start with is ID, you start with hash. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You start with hash, and then you do your normal style color of whatever you want. Let me use brown. Now it's back to brown. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you know that this is an ID and how do you know that this is a class? By the symbols. The class comes with the dots, while the ID comes with the hash. Does it make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But then I don't expect you to go and say, okay, since we used green, 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 and green, now you as a class name, we use the class name like 4 times, it's allowed. If you also do the ID and say you now want this other one, let me give it a text first so that we'll know. My friend, let's say my friend look like first. So it's out and it's looking black, right? If I decide to give it green, if it's weakness, the funny thing, it will come out looking brown as well. Okay, it will come out looking like the other one. It is not advisable to repeat ID because it is called ID for a reason, so that you'll be able to differentiate. You can use class name. You have been provided with something called class as an attribute. You can use it as many times as possible. But when it comes to ID, always try not to repeat an ID name. Okay, because when you start learning JavaScript, you will make use of this attribute called ID a lot of times. We're not going to learn JavaScript in this class. That's why I said it's for advanced use. Okay? You start using good.
Like in this
So
web
I want-
development class, we're not going to learn JavaScript.
I used to
No.
learn JavaScript before.
Okay, you see? So that means you have come across something called ID.
No, I've not. I only stopped at basic.
Okay, you've not gotten to that point yet. So that's why you have your class provided for you, and then you have your ID provided. And be careful with your ID. When you give an ID, make sure you want this particular thing to have this ID so that it doesn't get mixed up in the future. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope I have explained the selector well.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm sure you already understand the selectors where you have the elements, and the element selector means you just calling a particular element. That means P, and every P in that particular page changes to something. Or you use class, which is having the class name, the class attribute, and giving it a name. Or you have the ID and then you style it, but then you don't repeat it again. So now look at this table here drafted for you. You have the feature, which is the class, and ID. The symbol for class is dots. The symbol for ID is hash. Class, you use it many times, while ID, you use it one time. For example, dot box, dot hashtag, header. So for you to know that, for your CSS to know that what you are calling is a class name, you start with dots and then any name you want, or you say hash, any name you want to tell your CS status and ID. Does this make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you want to style this and H1 using the same let me get rid of this class name first. Are you up with me? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
But first of all, for those that like having the code, let me send it to you to the class first while I delete what I want to delete. Huh? I want to copy this and paste it in the chat. So you can use any name. I just chose because that's the name I want. You can use ball. You can use thing. You can use based on to style. You can just pick a name that is suitable for you. I will. You can style many elements together. So to show you that I can still decide to use my external or internal. Now in my, so I don't have strength to start going to another page. Okay, I will do this here so I will all be seeing what I'm doing. I want to style my P and my H1. Now, mind you, this is how it's already looking like. Let me get rid of every style that is attached to this. Let me save this and go look at my website. Now it's looking like this. This is the H1 and the rest are P tags. Now I want to style my P and H1 together. What do? I will do the elector P, but then I will have to, I want to add another one right beside it, but how do I tell my code that this is, I want to style two different elements? I separate it using a comma. And then I say that I want all of them to have the color of red and a font size of 10 pixels.
So
Now, can you see everything?
So what you used is that you used internal styling
It-
for
Yes.
styling, then you combined elements.
You can still do this here. This thing I did here, you can still do it in your external styling. I'm just telling you that now you should understand these different methods of styling doesn't limit you to just one method. If you still decide to add an internal style, inline style here, it will still work. Do you understand? As long as it's not affected by nothing is hindering it, you can still do it. You will not be blocked out. It will work. And now I am deciding to use the inline just to show you that you can use any one you want for this particular thing. Now let me copy this out. I want to copy this out and just paste it here for you to see that. Now look at what it's looking like. It's back to normal, okay? Because I've deleted the style. You can still do that in your external. Now let me paste it here again. This is what I did. I selected all my p tags, separated with a comma, and added another one. That means I want to style two elements. Now I gave it a specific color and font style. Can you say it worked?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's possible to do the inline and the to do all the different stylings the same way. You can also try to do this if you want to style two selectors. You can, okay? The only thing you need to do is to separate it with a comma. That means to tell it that you want to style two things. Now I want to style the class name and the ID. But this will not show me anything because I don't have it anymore. I already got rid of it, right? I already got rid of all the ID and class names I added before. So assuming this is still green, let's say, let me say this is green, and then I'll give this an ID of orange. Now, because our style here is selecting, now this is now functioning because it's seeing it in our code now. There's green somewhere, there's class orange somewhere. Okay, there's no class orange anywhere, so it won't see this one, to not see this one. So because it's still seeing the green and this green, do I have an ID of green? Yes. Do I have one of orange? Yes, I need this, but this one is not there. Okay, if you check out your code, it should work. Let's see how we are. There's a class called orange. Let's show that. No, there's no class called orange. Now let's change this class name to orange, while this ID is green. Good. So now we have our orange as orange. The ID of green is blue. But then let me get rid of it because what we are trying to do is we're trying to style two together. So I'm trying to style the orange and the green. Let's see if this will work out. Can you see? It picked out the class name and the H1 where I added the ID and styled it together. I picked it out and gave it the color of red. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you are still following?
I am.
I am, ma'am.
How many of you are still following?
I am following.
Good, because this we have done the styling, we have tried out the font size, we have tried out color, font family, we've checked border before, we've done background color. Yes. So you can style the body. Do you know? Now I want you to do this yourself. Change the background color of body of your page. Just select the body elements. You can see the body tag, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you to style that body by selecting it just like your element selector. Go to either the internal or the external and change the background color of your page to yellow for me.
I've done it, ma.
Have you?
I've done it.
Did it work?
Yes.
Good. So all of you, have you done the same thing? Have you done the same thing? You can always get this material later in the Lean School app. Now we've done, you can do the same thing. You can do the text align. You can do the padding and add margin. We've done that 1,000 times already. Now, this is just a list of what I showed you earlier: color, font size, font family, background, border, and a whole lot. Can see text decoration as well, even though it's not here. There are a lot of things you can do. Now, for your assignments before you leave, try to take note of this. Put HTML file and name pets.html, and then you use inline style to change the color of the pet's name. I want you to use internal CSS to style the background CSS in using style the CSS to style paragraphs and images. So copy this for me because this is your assignment to be submitted on Monday.
Whenever I try to download the resource, it doesn't show the assignment part.
It doesn't. It doesn't show you this home.
No, for day one now.
When you download
it didn't show when I reviewed it.
For day one?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you serious? Okay. But just make sure you take note of it in case you don't see it when you download the file. Just copy this as quickly as possible, because if you don't have any question for me, I guess we are done for today.
And also on the what do you call it? The quiz for day one too. It's showing us things you've not taught us as of day one.
Is it the CSS, that one that was there initially?
Yes, for day one. It's not been updated.
Oh, it hasn't been updated. I'll tell the developer. Okay. It will be updated soon. So are you people done? Are you all done? Are you all done? Are you all done? I unmuted a lot of persons and
I said I'm done.
Clinton, are you done?
No, I'm
Okay.
not done writing.
Clinton, are you done? Okay, you are not done. Almost.
Almost. Almost.
You can't just. I just copying the assignment. See,
Then finally use external. Nana.
okay. Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So I think this is it. See you all on Monday and happy Easter
Happy
in advance.
Bye.
Happy Easter. Bye. Okay. Happy Easter. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.